A long time ago, I would write Android for Dummies books. Now, before the original Android for Dummies came out, the publisher had me writing individual books on pretty much every phone that came out that ran Android. The Droid 2, for example, the Atrix. There were a lot of them. And so I have a ton of old phones, and I kept them around, including the first one that I did. It was not the first Android phone. This was when Android 2 or 3 came out, but it was the first, and I still have it, the first Google Android phone. That's this one. This is the Nexus One. And I wrote a book called Nexus One for Dummies. I'll just flip this around and you can see I had it engraved, Dan Gookin, Nexus One for Dummies. Now, the Nexus One book was never printed. So they paid me for it, but they never published it. They did do an ebook version, which I have, and it sold like 6 copies. But the Nexus One was the very first Google phone. It's called a Pixel now, but for a while there, Google had all their products were called Nexus. They had a Nexus DVD player for the TV. They had Nexus tablets, which I wrote a couple of books on Nexus tablets. But this is the original Google phone, the Nexus One, and it still works. I charged it up this morning, and here's, this primitive version of Android running on a Google phone that's probably 15, 16 years old, and it still works. And I thought this was really cool. And I don't really have enough time in this video, but eventually I want to discuss some of the things that went on with those older phones. As you see, it does look remarkably different from today's Pixel phones, which is what Google does. But anyway, I kept this. I also kept the handy dock, where you could plug it in and use it as like a bedtime clock or whatever. So I kept the dock. I even have the boxes that it came in, because I'm that much of a nerd. The Nexus One. Bought the dock. Bought the phone. Anyway, that's a little trivia. I kept on to it because I thought it was really cool. It is the first Google phone, and I don't keep everything, but this is one of those things that I kept. And tomorrow, or soon, I will go over some of the cool things about that original Nexus phone. I just think it's kind of neat. And yes, you can still buy Nexus One for Dummies if you want to. It may earn out.